All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Mama Untold Thoughts. I have with me the powerhouse. I'm going to call you a powerhouse, Mama. Powerhouse lady doing amazing things. Yes, show your guns. Show the power. Kamal Dhanoa. Hi, Kamal. How are you?
Good. How are you? And that's a rockin' intro. So thank you for that.
I have to hype you up because you need the hype. You're with all the things that you're doing, and I know we'll get into that. But I'm good. Surviving as everyone is with COVID and all the fun stuff with taking care of families and work and whatnot. And I'm sure you're feeling the same.
Oh yeah, it's can't wait to move forward through this coronavirus. It's wreaked havoc across the world. So just keeping safe and well and supporting the community, right? That's all we can do.
Absolutely. So maybe you can share a little bit about yourself and give us a background of who's Kamal Dhanoa.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for that. So basically, I'm an entrepreneur, Ottawa-based, so representing the tech startup scene here in Canada. And the name of our tech startup is Poptikr. So it's Poptikr, and you can check us out on our social media links. And what we're doing, and the goal, why I started this startup, was to support the local businesses across Canada, because they need a lot of help when it comes to marketing. I mean, we see a lot of businesses, the top 1-3% that they have massive marketing budgets, and so they can get in front of customers. So that's how our startup came up with the concept, and that is our goal, is to support the indie brands. There's so many cool boutique brands made in Canada with some really rockin' products, and we want to help them get in front of all the Canadians.
Absolutely. No, I think you're doing amazing work, especially during this time, right? Where I know a lot of, and you know this probably best, a lot of, local businesses are feeling the hit of COVID, right? So maybe, do you want to talk a little bit about your initiative with the Support Local Challenge?
Yeah, definitely. So like a lot of businesses and tech startups and all, we were hit as well. So I wanted to do something. It's like, look, we're all in this terrible position. Every Canadian business, what can I do? So I thought about, let's, utilize sort of, the marketing that I kind of know how to do and create this challenge. And so it's called a Support Local Canada Challenge. Super easy. And the beauty of it is that it creates a big impact. So all it is you take the challenge, you post your video, you shout out a few of your favorite local neighborhood brands. I mean, it could be a restaurant, a craft brewery, a coffee shop, and you literally shout them out and you tag a few of your friends onto the challenge. That's it. And we take it up from there. So what we've created is a free website at poptikr.com, where we're going to gather all these, local favorite shout outs from across Canada, so that, not only during COVID, but beyond, Canadians could access and sort of discover all these amazing Canadian brands across the country.
Absolutely. I look, that's amazing. Like, hands down, kudos to you and your team for even, doing that, because there are, like I said, there are a lot of local businesses who are feeling the hit. There's actually, big chains as well that are feeling the hit right now. I just today I heard of Reitmans that just filed for credit protection, right? So there's a lot of, changes, not only to like our health system related to COVID, but also economically, there's going to be some major hits. So love the work that you're doing. I also love the people who you've got who are giving shout outs to, you got, who am I? Biff Naked. There's Biff Naked. Who else was, yes. Who else have you got?
I mean, it was really cool. So, I mean, you talk about big business too, and it's, at the end of the day, it's Canadian jobs, right? Yes. So whether you're local, big, local, small, we want to support you all. Absolutely. And, talking about some of these celebs we have, the cutest video was by Walter Gretzky. I mean, the great one's dad, and he shouted out the McDonald's in Brantford. And how sweet was this? So they bring him breakfast every day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Isn't that sweet?
That is so sweet.
And it's like, and so he shouted them out. And so that was super cute. But we have, NHL's Doug Gilmore, Biff Naked, you talked about her. We have Rick Campanelli from back in the day of Much Music MTV.
Oh my God. And that brought back so many memories when I saw Rick.
He looks the same. He looks good.
He does.
everybody was commenting like, what is Rick drinking, or what is he
I
like,
know.
what's his skin.
Skin routine, yes, because it looked like pristine. It was so amazing.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
looks great. And
yeah.
then Bare Naked Ladies, we had Kevin Hearn. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing. So we're just asking, every Canadian, coast to coast to coast,
Yes.
hop in, join up, take the challenge, and support Canada.
Absolutely. And I'll be sure to make sure those tags are included with this when this post goes up, when this vlog goes up, because I think it is very important that we do support local and beyond. We have to remember that piece too, is even after, once things calm down, hopefully quiet down, that we are still supporting those local businesses. So amazing, amazing, amazing work, Amal. I love, love, love it. So I want to backtrack a little bit. I'm curious to know what made you decide that you wanted to venture into the world of startup and tech? Like did you have this passion in you when you were growing up, or was it just something that you were like, hey, I want to do this?
So that's a crazy question. I don't even know how to answer it, but I'll try. So it's like,
Okay.
it reminds me of that meme where they talk about success and they have like, the straight up arrow, and then they have this like curly all over the place and,
Yeah.
into success. That's my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So I've always done a lot of different things. I graduated in computer science, worked in property management, economic development, marketing, you name it, I did it. And I always felt like I needed more challenge. And one of the things that came natural to me is no matter what industry, and we can be talking heavy things like nanotech, and we can be talking more lighter things like retail. And I've always had this, how do you say, this juice for being able to look at business opportunity. How can we grow this? How can we scale it? How can we market it? Right. So that was always the core. And I never really could put my hand on it until 5 years ago. And an opportunity came up to me. Somebody wanted help with their, concept of doing a home health care services company. So I started that within 18 months, was able to, get a $1.4 million contract source, lead, prospects. I'm like, hey, you know what? I kind of like this. At the end of the day, that startup, it didn't work out. But what I did get was the flavor for, what? This provides me the challenge that I've always wanted, the creative freedom of being able to build things and like vision,
Yeah.
So that's how I finally, started my company about, I think it's about 9 months ago, Pop Ticker, and I'm loving it. I really do.
It sounds like so much fun. It sounds like because you have that opportunity to do what you want to do, right? I mean, you're taking an idea and you're developing it and you're growing it and you're able to see the outcome of it as well.
100%.
Yeah, so I love, love, love that. I gotta work up some some courage to
You can do it. Anybody can do it.
I know, I know. Let's talk a little bit about like your involvement here. Like I know you're doing like, the support local, but also maybe specific to like the South Asian community here in Ottawa. We are small. I always say we're small, but we're growing. What sort of things have you been involved with here in the community?
First of all, shout out to the South Asian community too. I mean, it's my roots, and growing up, they've always given me a lot of support, a lot of programming for kids, South Asian kids, and our culture, dance, everything. So I love that. Right now, 2 years ago, I actually joined the ICOBC. It's a local business chamber here in Ottawa. I'm one of the board directors, and I love it. It's a business community professional network, and we're there to support one another. Bring some really great programming to the forefront. And so, I get involved there, and then, getting to know amazing leaders like yourself, who are doing, no, it's important, right? Because we always need someone to be at the forefront for a cause, right? Or these causes wouldn't get off the ground. So, I mean, I love what you're doing when it comes to mental health, work-life balance, and, the sort of parenting aspect. I mean, we need a voice. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't expecting. Thank you. But it's true. You've highlighted a very important point that we need to do more of this. We need to do more of supporting each other and, making sure that we're cheering each other on when we're all succeeding in our own paths, right? Because it's a community initiative at the end of the day, right? Even related to the mental health piece. And I know you and I have spoken offline about how, mental health is a very big I don't want to call it an issue, but it's a very big, taboo topic within our community, and we need to highlight it more. We need to talk about it more. And that's why, primarily why I had reached out to you too, was to figure out, how do we do this, right? How do we get people to talk about mental health? So I don't know if you want to maybe, share your insight on why you feel like there is such a taboo still, and how can we as a community make sure that we are raising that awareness and starting the dialogue?
So, I mean, I think it's really important. Unfortunately, yeah, it is a taboo. I mean, we look at institutions like the military and, policing. I mean, we as a community appreciate everything that they do. Our
Mm-hmm.
first responders, I mean, look at the frontline workers now. But, the problem is they face immense amount of stress day to day, right? And if you really think about it, they have only started to sort of, look at these layers of PTSD, mental health, and it's only been a few years. So when you talk about taboo, I mean, it's legit. There is a huge taboo because these organizations have been, in place since, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of years ago,
Yeah.
but the conversation is only happening now. So I'm not sure, why that is and why it's taking so long. But it's for that reason that I believe that it's so important.
Oh, agreed. It like, I'm happy in a way that, mental health is now being spoken at large. And, there's like great initiatives, like more on the corporate side, but like Bell Let's Talk Day, for example, right? I know they're doing a lot of work, but I think, as a community and working together and standing united, I think we can definitely help break down those barriers.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's really important. Like you said, as a parent, as, a student,
Mhm.
it could be anybody, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's tough. We all have those days. We've always been there, those dark days. And
Yes.
it's, having that public voice of saying, you know what, it's okay. We all face challenge. And we're here for you, I think is very powerful.
Absolutely. And so how do we, like, being a parent and, now realizing that, yes, mental health is actually, it's something important that we need to talk about, right? I'm making sure I'm talking openly about it so that my kids can also, be sure that they feel comfortable at the end of the day, right? That they can talk about it. But we're also so caught up in like the day-to-day like grind, right? The 9 to 5, the rushing to get home. I mean, not right now because of COVID, but pre-COVID, it was definitely like that. And I'm just curious, like, how do you balance it all? How do you balance work life? How do you, maintain that that distinction that this is, my time, or this is family time, or this is work time?
I mean, it's not easy. I think it also comes with, wisdom. When you go through life and, you mature, let's call it that, you get to know things about yourself. I mean, we all sort of hear that, where we say, like, I finally feel like I know myself better, right, as we get
Mhm.
older. And I feel like for myself, it's sort of the same thing. I've begun to sort of understand my body. I understand sort of, when we look at athletes, for example, right? They understand their body. I mean, to a T at a point, like it's so customized. If you think of the team that they work with, they have fitness, nutritionists, a sport therapist, helping them to understand how their body can work more like optimally.
Yep.
So I almost see it like that. I mean, I know it's a bit extreme, but I think it's really important that we also need to have a better understanding of our body, our environment, our situation, and physically step away a few times during the day to see, okay, how am I doing? Am I overloading myself? Do I need to take a break? Because I can tell you, as an entrepreneur, like I have a really like I won't stop unless I tell myself to stop. It's just like a bad habit almost,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
And
feel
it's
you.
not good for you. So I mean, to answer your question, I guess is, I make sure every single day that I work out. I need my exercise because for me, it works out. Like it's a de-stressor for me. It kind of brings everything to like grounded for me.
Yeah.
So for me, I need to take time to work out, and then yeah, just be super conscious of, okay, you know what, you've done this many, few hours of work. Take a break.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I can definitely relate on the fitness piece, because I feel like it's such a, your mindset just changes entirely, and it just sets the tone for the day. Even though it's been a bit hard now because I feel like I'm being trampled on with kids all over me and like trying to do a push-up or a plank, but it's still important to do, right? You still need to, like, just take that. I do like a quick 20-30 minute max, like power through sort of workout, but I'm telling you, and you can relate, like it changes your whole perspective on the day.
Oh, absolutely. And like, there's a tons of science backing, the endorphins and all that that's released. And I stand by it. I've seen, like, pre-workout and post-workout, I feel great. So, and like I said, it's whatever works for you, right? I mean, I have friends that, do yoga, meditation, all beautiful things. And you know what, you got to find yourself, you got to find, discover your body, what works.
Absolutely. So I'm curious to know, what sort of advice would you have for someone who's interested in starting, their own business or exploring the entrepreneurial world? Any sort of insight you can share?
Absolutely. I love to inspire. That's my biggest thing. I have this thing, passion for the greater good. So I would say, if you're interested in business, entrepreneurship, tech, whatever it is,
Mhm.
have that confidence, explore it, ask for help, look for mentors, guidance. And you know what, if you do start a business and you get into it, I can tell you there's going to be really tough times, but that's okay. I think it's really important to understand that failure is part of the game, and it's something that will get you that much closer to what you want, the result, and to see your product through or whatever you're doing through. So just remember that, have that determination, that grit, the grind, the glory will come.
Yeah, no, for sure. What is your biggest accomplishment, or like what are you most proud of in your entrepreneurship world or life so far?
Actually, I have to say one thing. Because as entrepreneurs and, busy people, we always get caught up, right? And so one of the things actually I want to say, you have to always enjoy the journey. That's one thing I do. No matter how busy I get, I always take time for fun. It
Mhm.
could be like turning up, my radio, or like, whatever it is, going out with friends, again, run out right now.
Yeah.
But you can't get lost in the work, right? You have to really, continue spending time with your friends and all. And if I can say what I'm proud of, I can say that I'm proud how far I've come. Because if I look at myself, 15 years ago, the shy, Punjabi girl, my parents always wanted me to kind of, work in government, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's fantastic. But I just never thought I can do what I'm doing now. And to see that little, girl there, and to see how confident and I am, and how much I've learned, that's really cool.
Yeah, I can imagine. And it's so true, right? Because I feel like our parents just kind of wanted us to live this like linear lifestyle, right? Like go down that path and like get that government job and the golden ticket, as they call it, right? Because your pension's set, everything's set, right? Life's good. And there's nothing, like you said, like there's nothing wrong with that. And, that has its own, different vibe altogether. And, there's a different career path there altogether. But I always, like, I'm in awe, and I feel like I admire people so much who just take that step out of that shell and they just explore this whole new world and, the different opportunities. And you're right, it's not easy. And I think it's so key to accept the failures that come along, right? Because I think that's what helps us grow as people through this journey, right?
Absolutely. And I think, another, I think, point I wanted to share with
Mhm.
the viewers, in case there's anybody else out there that is like me, I
Yeah.
never really knew what I wanted to do, to be honest. So I was kind of like, oh, here, maybe, you should go into computer science. So, I applied for it. I did it. Oh, well, maybe, so I just want to say out there, if you are someone like me who, you don't really know what you want in your career, it's okay.
Yeah.
I've sort of, like I mentioned before, I worked a ton of different jobs. I learned a lot. And at the end of the day, like, it's okay. You don't have to know that you want to be, an industrial designer and work 20 years somewhere. I mean, it's okay to be, the Jack or Jill of all trades. I think because that really used to bother me, because I had a lot of friends that wanted to study this, and they studied, they graduated, they worked in that. And then there was me, like, and it's like, I enjoyed all the different things I did, but I couldn't seem to find that one until now. So it took me a long time to figure out entrepreneurship is my thing. I just want to make everyone out there feel that it's okay, because that really bothered me back in the day.
Absolutely. Yes. It's okay to not know. It's okay to also change your career path entirely, right? You might decide halfway through your life that, you know what, I need more. Like I need to be more fulfilled or more satisfied with what I'm doing. And that's okay too, right? And
Right.
if you decide to stay status quo in your career, that's okay too. At the end of the day, it's all good, right?
Like they say, you do you.
You do you. Exactly. You do you. You look out for yourself. You do what's best for you and your families. That's always like been my key like takeaway and message. And I'm feeling that like I'm saying that more now, especially because we are in this like, awkward kind of time, and we shouldn't like hold judgment or criticize people on what they want to do and how they want to go about it. We should just really just, hey, you want to do that? Cool. How can I help? Right? That should be the question. How can I help?
Absolutely. And that's a key point. We got to stop being, judgmental, really come together as a community, support one another, right? That's one of the things that's so important to me. I will say it, like passion for the greater good, kindness, it goes a long way. Give somebody a smile, wave hi. I'm sure some of my neighbors probably think I'm crazy, but like, I'll be jogging and I'll see a couple and be like, hey.
Yeah, same.
But you know what? They smile. They like it, and
Yeah.
it makes me feel good. So
That's just it. It makes internally you feel good that you've spread that kindness, right? You've spread that smile or that wave, and you don't know whose day it might make, right? So
yeah.
no, I love it. I love this energy, Kamal. I know I don't want to keep you because I know you've got a busy schedule, and you're doing the amazing work with the support local. And like I said, I'll be sure to tag everything so that people can make sure they join the group, make sure they do do the shout outs, because that's something fun too that will definitely encourage more people to join this movement, right?
Yes, 100%. I appreciate that. It'd be great.
Absolutely. Almost choked on my cookie there. I told Gumbo before.
This is
I'm
my
like,
cookie monster. It's okay. I'm a cookie monster too. I have actually, you can probably, I don't know if you can see, I have like a candy jar that's I just refilled stock. So
no way. That is so smart. Because
yeah.
literally, like, I was just running up and I'm like, oh, I gotta go do the Zoom call with Gumbo. And then I'm like, let's grab a cookie. And I just literally almost choked on my cookie. So. Hashtag this is life. Anyways, so
100%.
great to have you. I'm so honored that you were able to have this conversation with me, and some great takeaways from this conversation. And I'm hoping that people can definitely resonate with this. Reach for the stars. There's no limits. We're all in this together, and keep at it. Keep at those goals.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor. I love what you're doing, Meenakshi. So
Thank you.
yeah.
I hope to have you back again, and I'm sure we can do some more check-ins to see how Support Local is going, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be out of COVID, and we'll maybe be able to do this in person. So
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
awesome. Take care.
Take care, everybody. Stay safe.